So nobody's favorite mediocre podcast host, Nick Viall, host of the Viall Files, is doubling down on his support for Blake Lively and says that we're going to be embarrassed when this goes to trial. He says that most of his content creators are just people you've never heard of on the internet. It's pretty rich from a dude that used to be The Bachelor and now is just interviewing housewives. But what's even more yummy is that he's so arrogant and confident in what he thinks he knows reading headlines when he has like 15 people on a podcast that can actually do the research for him, and yet none of them know how to get through a single court document. Whereas we unknown content creators actually know how to get through legal court documents. We know how to access them and read them, and then we use our critical thinking skills. So not based on headlines, but based on actual evidence and legal experts, because I have them on my podcast often, and he's interviewing Denise Richards about her OnlyFans, we are able to come to the conclusion that Justin Baldoni seems to have a stronger case. And it's not because we don't want to believe women. It's not because we're anti-feminist. We actually happen to champion women, and that's why we think what Blake Lively is doing is actually making a mockery of things. But by all means, Nick Viall, please continue to run with your hashtag Blake Lives Matter movement. Do we have any Bachelor fans? Does anybody remember his season? Did anybody even like him? Because in just the bits and clips, because, shout out to Dave Neal, who actually shared this clip online, which is how I saw it, because I'm not actively listening or watching Nick Viall because I have brain cells left. But, did anybody actually like him on this show? What? I don't know. I feel like when he came into the podcast game, I was kind of like, okay, cool. And then I got his book, surprisingly, and now I'm just like, who is this dude? He is... But yeah, sorry that, Justin Baldoni triggers something in you, and, you are trying to, work that tongue so hard that you want to taste what Ryan Reynolds had for lunch. But at this point, maybe you read some court documents and, brief up, use one of your 15 podcast co-hosts to maybe do a little more research, look at both sides of the coin, and try to come to an original opinion that is, not just parroted by a headline. I don't know. Sounds just some notes, podcaster to podcaster. But that's right. Nobody knows who I am. Okay. That's all.